Traveling is exciting, but for Black travelers, some places come with unexpected challenges, from cultural biases to safety concerns. Some destinations aren't so welcoming in 2025. Stay tuned as we uncover 5 countries Black travelers may want to avoid. Don't forget to subscribe for more informative videos. 1. Russia. Russia, with its rich cultural heritage and vast landscapes, is an alluring destination. However, for Black travelers, the experience can be far less pleasant. Although Moscow and St. Petersburg are increasingly cosmopolitan, the country still grapples with racism, particularly in smaller towns. Incidents of racial slurs, harassment, and even violence are sadly common. According to a 2023 report by Russian human rights organization, there were over 60 racially motivated attacks across Russia that year, a number disproportionately affecting Black individuals. While the majority of Russian people may be warm and welcoming, systemic issues remain, making it a country where Black visitors often feel unsafe. Recent efforts by Russia to tackle racism through public awareness campaigns have had limited success, but the shadow of discrimination still looms, particularly for those with darker skin. 2. China. As China continues its rise as a global superpower, millions of tourists flock to experience its vast history and modern marvels. Yet, for Black travelers, the experience can be challenging. Despite China's economic advancements, racial biases remain deeply ingrained. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Guangzhou, home to one of China's largest African communities, saw a wave of discriminatory treatment, with many Black residents evicted from their homes or denied services. A 2024 report showed that 50% of African expatriates in China reported experiencing racial discrimination, primarily in the form of being refused entry into restaurants or shops. Cultural misunderstandings, and a lack of exposure to diversity contribute to this problem. While metropolitan areas like Beijing and Shanghai are more accustomed to foreigners, Black travelers still report feeling marginalized. Unfortunately, these experiences have made China a difficult destination for some. 3. Italy, with its world-famous art, culture, and cuisine. Italy draws millions of tourists each year. However, for Black visitors, the dream of visiting Italy can sometimes turn into a nightmare. Despite being a top tourist destination, racial tensions have escalated in recent years. According to a 2022 report from the Italian National Institute of Statistics, racially motivated crimes increased by 35%, with Black individuals being one of the main targets. While cities like Rome, Venice, and Florence are generally welcoming, incidents of racial slurs or even physical attacks can occur. This is especially true in southern regions, where xenophobia tends to be more pronounced. Additionally, African immigrants often face severe prejudice, which further fuels negative stereotypes. Although Italy's government has made efforts to combat racism through laws and initiatives, change has been slow, and the perception of Black visitors remains complicated. 4. Greece. Known for its stunning islands and ancient history, Greece is celebrated for its hospitality. Yet, for Black visitors, that hospitality can sometimes be marred by racism, particularly outside the main tourist hubs. The country's ongoing migration crisis has only heightened racial tensions, with African migrants often at the receiving end of hostility. A 2023 survey by the European Union Agency for Fundamental Rights found that 48% of Black people in Greece had experienced racial discrimination, primarily in public spaces and the workplace. Although tourists may not experience overt hostility, Black travelers have reported feeling uncomfortable due to stares, racial profiling, and occasional harassment. Greece's smaller towns, in particular, are less diverse and less accustomed to visitors of African descent. While the nation has made strides in addressing these issues, it remains a country where Black travelers might face challenges beyond the usual tourist experience. 5. Ukraine. In recent years, Ukraine has been thrust into the global spotlight due to its war with Russia. Yet, even before the conflict, Ukraine had a reputation for being unwelcoming to Black people. In 2022, as the war escalated, numerous African students reported being denied entry into buses or trains, with border guards prioritizing white Ukrainians. This sparked international outrage and highlighted the country's ongoing struggle with racial issues. According to the Global Tolerance Index, Ukraine ranks among the lowest in Europe for racial tolerance. Although the war has made travel to Ukraine almost impossible for tourists, the legacy of these incidents continues to resonate. For Black individuals who had studied or worked in Ukraine, the experience of systemic racism has left lasting scars. Despite this, Ukraine remains a complex country, caught between the need for international support and its internal challenges with diversity.